Peace and love, and welcome to Mama Africa's house.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
Peace, 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 and love, and welcome to Mama Africa's house. We got a treat for you today. We are bringing on my dear friend and sister, my spiritual mama, Queen Mother Goddess, all of the things, Miss Neffera. Welcome, Mama. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for that beautiful introduction reflection.
Girl, you
It's an
know.
honor and pleasure to be here. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Ashe, welcome, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. So welcome to Mama Africa's house. You know, everybody know that you are the love of my life, my sister from another mother. I'm happy to have you here today. So tell us a little bit about the pyramid room.
You say it again, huh?
Tell us a little bit about the pyramid room.
Ooh, pyramid room. Solutions to some of the issues that we're experiencing in our community revolves around us getting into a better case of self-care, a better level of meditation. The pyramid room offers urban meditation, things that it's basically what our communities have not ever really had a chance to experience. Please forgive me.
Now I was about to say,
trying
now
to get my words.
I caught you off guard. I went straight in. I should have did some warm up. I should have did some warm ups for you. It's okay, sis, because you know I love
It's
you.
okay. It's
I love
okay.
you. So first, let's start here. What all do you do? Let's just break it down into some small tidbits. I know you got certifications. You got the mental health certifications. You got the pyramid room. You got urban meditation. You working on some music. You got a lot of stuff going on. So I want you to just talk about the thing that you want to talk about most, about what it is you do. Who is Neffera? Who is Trisha T?
Oh, Trisha T. Neffera, West Side native. Born and raised West Side Chicago native. I am a humanitarian by nature, but by me living in an urban community, what that did for me is it made me pay attention to everything that was going on around us, right? Mm-hmm. So you got this person who's growing up in a community that is deprived of different opportunities, always looking for them. So I started searching for my own opportunities. So, all those different certifications that you know about personally has always been something that was personal for me to experience, so that I can bring it back to the community in a way that we could understand it, or in a way that we could utilize the energy and be able to heal from it. So a lot of everything that's inside of me comes from experiences and wanting to see better, wanting to look towards conflict resolutions in our communities, things that will help us be productive. So in order for us to get to that level, some of the things that I did was, I used to kind of follow this saying that Gandhi used to utilize, and it was be the change that you want to see. So I became the change that I wanted to see, because I was ready to see healing. Raising children on the west side of Chicago, always busy.
So one of the funny things about you saying that is, one of the things that drew me closer to you, we first met at the Healers of Color.
Yes.
And you were so awesome and dynamic in your healing. I think it probably was about 3:00 in the morning. You had a line of folks behind you, like waiting to get in to experience, the healing that you had to give. and it had to be at least like what 40 of us or something like that. And everybody that was there wanted to make sure that
it was
they were, had an opportunity to experience that. Did you have the copper pyramid then? Yeah, you had the pyramid.
We had the copper pyramid up. We had the singing bowls, and we were doing the tuning forks and everything. But I'm talking about when everybody got tired. Yes, I was still there with them singing bowls.
So the thing that drew me most to you, of course, seeing you all awesome and in your element was beautiful. But one of the things that drew me was that, you was from the West Side, you was like me, at that time, I didn't really know what it meant to be a healer or have modalities and things of that nature. So it was like, well, I always thought that you had to be born spiritual. You had to have this type of a spiritual air about yourself, and to see you being able to operate and heal people and transform lives within, minutes. I was just like, wow, that's me one day. And because through you and seeing how your light shine through, it made me feel like, I could shine as well. And I just, ever since then, I attached myself to you.
Man, phenomenal.
Yes. I'm so grateful. Was so grateful to have experienced you in my life over the years. So thank you for that.
Same here, reflection.
So how did you get into sound healing and pyramids?
Oh, wow. The pyramids came by way of me knowing that it was a form of elevation. That was the first thing. The sound healing is something that was used in ancient times to assist us with the different things, different organs inside our bodies. They used to use like these slabs that would have different levels of like, they were different levels, right? And they would do the singing bowls, the sound, different sound techniques. And they would use those sound techniques to assist everybody, or assist people with the necessary healing that they needed. So I wanted to bring something from a previous time or from the, past into the future and start utilizing it. And I also had a fascination with sound bowls. And so the sound bowls always gave me a feeling of peace. And it was something that I wanted other people to experience because I knew you could feel the vibration and the frequency of sound bowls. So that's what really drew me into using sound therapy with the meditation, because I knew we needed to use multiple healing modalities to assist us with our healing, because we are such a multifaceted group of people. Like we're surviving, we are taking care of children, we are working, we are trying to be present for ourselves if we have a moment. And it's just been it's a constant barrage of hustle and bustle, make it happen, and not ever enough time to just really sit and take care of yourself.
Yeah, I think one of the good things I've learned from you in urban meditation is meditation doesn't have to be silent, because I be stressed, my ADHD kick in, and I remember you playing this drumming meditation for me one time at my house, and I could have sworn I was levitating, my whole body started vibrating.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow. So it don't have to be completely silent for me to take off. But it was just to open myself up to something like the rhythm, finding the rhythm, and knowing that the rhythm can also help me to get into a calmer space and a calmer state, instead of trying to constantly just be silent, be quiet. Another thing I like that you do is you play the common things that's soothing to us too, also, like the oldies and, things that put us into a meditative state because it's connected to us, and not trying to duplicate what the, other folks be doing with the, certain things that, everything ain't for everybody. But I did learn that through urban meditation. Let me see. We got you here when you did one of the meditations at the shop. I know this day, which is funny too, because I was going through our pictures, because there was a lot of pictures of you doing a few different events at the store, and I'm like, Girl, do you remember we had that little makeshift wall? Look at all this stuff behind this lady.
Oh my God,
yeah. Beautifulness. It was like you was putting stuff together and trying to make it beautiful, but it was beautiful.
It was.
I remember the time the young sister was crying, just from the meditation, how you were doing it. How does that feel to have such an impact on people? Because we looking at you now, right? And you just like regular, but that's what I love about you. Like you make it real. It's not like all high in the clouds and, super spiritual and like, you're not a regular everyday person. How does it feel to have an impact on people and then still be able to maintain who you are? Tressica, Neffera, from the west side of Chicago. How does that feel for you?
Oh, wow. Sister, it's a feeling that I can't explain entirely in words, but if I was to explain it, it's definitely a feeling of gratitude, warmth, and like just a consistent level of me conversing with the Most High and asking to be a vessel to assist people on any level that they need it. And everybody has different healing needs. And so when I come in contact with an individual who who lives in like what we consider urban communities, the first thing I know is that whatever this individual is dealing with, they are a reflection of me or someone I know.
Okay.
And so embracing people with love is not just only something that I consider to be honorable, but just working with people on a level that I feel that they may walk away from the experience able to comprehend their experiences better. That gives me a feeling of gratitude. Like when I was, and I'm not comparing people to my children, but the best example I can use is when I was molding my children, I always took the approach that I got these little individuals who are having these experiences on the planet, and that they all are not the same. So each individual, one of my little reflections became an example. That was always my experiment. How do I make this one son feel better about experiences he may have had at school, and another individual, and so forth and so on. And so over time, the way that I interact with raising the children was the way that I interacted with just different youth in the community. First, it started with youth. It was always with the youth, and then it turned into the elders, and the elders being like, hey, come help me breathe because I'm having a rough day. And so it would be like, oh, okay, you want some of my wisdom? Okay. And I go and I sit and breathe with people. And it always gave me a feeling of gratitude and relief to see somebody able to achieve a level of calm that they were not familiar with at first, and then bringing it the way that I formatted it. It was like, oh my God, you got audio, video, textile, kinetic, global learners. Everybody can't sit still. So how do you do this? You have to approach it from all of these different ways. And whichever way that I feel the individual's learning format is, that's the way I approach the healing process or the helping process.
Actually, this one gonna get you, but let's get ready. We're gonna do this one, then we're gonna take a commercial break. But tell me a little bit about what's going on here. Hold on, wait.
Oh, that is my Sacred Woman ceremony. I am a student of Queen Afua, and I went through the Sacred Woman course very early in in the early, I can't remember the year exactly, but I had went through Sacred Woman and did the Sacred Woman initiation. So that was a beautiful introduction into becoming the person that I am today. And, it also assisted with the knowledge that I have. It assisted with helping me to get myself into the mode that I'm in now, and where I needed to be. It was a great start for me to the introduction to where I am now.
And so it's funny you say the introduction to where I am now, because that goes back to like when I was talking about like seeing you regular, everyday person, not, floating around and judging people and looking down on people, to feel spiritually elevated. We all have to go through a process, and for a lot of women, Sacred Woman is like, kind of the first step into like a gateway into that type of knowing of oneself. And what was that experience like going through Sacred Woman with Queen Neffera?
Oh my goodness. It was intense. It was hard. It was enlightening. And the experience was one of the most beautiful experiences that I had ever had in my growth process. It was one of the experiences that showed me how to be introverted, studying myself, time for self-reflection. And what it did for me during the time of having the experience is it helped to elevate what was on the inside naturally. And some of the things that I also experienced with it were things that, like, I couldn't put in words, but definitely would say it let me know that the spirit was real, that the energy of healing is present, especially when you're seeking it. When you're seeking it, we can definitely the answers present themselves. And at that time of Sacred Woman, I was really looking for a way to start my healing process. And that's one of the second schools of thought for me, but it was a different level with that experience.
Yeah, of course, I'm trying to get to Sacred Woman myself. Queen Neffera is the business, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, I wanted to hear some of your more personal journeys and going through those gateways with Queen Neffera and how those transformed your life.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
And welcome back. So, oh wait, hold on, wait a minute now, because right before we go into the other transformation, I wanted to bring this photo up.
Oh my goodness! I remember that so clearly.
The Yoni's theme retreat we went to with Set Ra.
Yes.
Shoot, we got some people up in this picture actually. which is interesting. Yeah, go ahead. You want to talk about this space? And I see this unk in the background, which is another reason why I pulled this picture up, because you made that beautiful unk that Satra is holding, correct?
Oh, yes, I did.
Another one of your many talents.
Oh, yes. I was always working towards I wanted to create things that we could use in the process of working towards our our healing process, or our journey to self-healing. And unks have always been one of my favorite tools to use in terms of healing. So I started making them. I couldn't figure it out at first, but proof that the spirit is real, when you consistently search and seek for something that you are looking for to help you while you're on your journey, you begin to find the resources necessary. And it was a consistent process of trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, and things of that nature. But I ended up creating them because that's what our ancestors utilize. Let me
So we
see.
had a
Hold on.
question. She was asking, do you teach?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look for this page. The link for the page. I'm sorry. But yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We are in the process of starting to set up, different things, classes here that will allow people to be able to make contact and come and start being able to utilize some of the services that I offer, because I took a back door to a degree because of a lot of different tragedies and things that were happening in my family. And so that's one of the things that you experience during the journey, is the things that will keep you from getting to exactly what it is you want to do. So, the business of helping others with meditation kind of took a back door a little bit until recently, where I was like, it's just too much pain in the community. It's too many different things that need to be addressed. And it's like, I'm like, oh my goodness, how do we get it out here? How do we start talking about it? Things of that nature. So it's a lot of different things that factor into the creativity, because creativity for me, the textile, I'm a textile learner. I'm a visual learner. I'm really a global learner, but I definitely work towards creating as much as possible. So the unks were one of the first. The pyramid was one of the first structures, big structures, and then the unks came after that. So yeah.
And then you also make jewelry.
I used to. I don't do it anymore.
There's just so many different talents. So many different talents. So I just wanted to let the people know how many different talents that you have. Another going back to the Queen of Fool, I wanted to, give you time to think about it if you want to share, because I know it's a very personal journey, very personal. Was there a moment that you can recall, like knowing like this, like that was a life-changing moment for you, being in a Sacred Woman?
Okay, so in Sacred Woman, we are definitely taught on some level that some things you have to keep within the circle, only because of the experiences that some of the women go through. But what I will share with you is, in the process of going through the different schools of thought, as we had, we have different religions, different spiritual belief systems, different ways that we approach our healing and our spiritual connections. And what I saw through experiencing Sacred Woman is my connection to be able to relate to the experiences as they pertain to the things that were happening in my life, because it was like a 3-month training. And through that 3 months, you go through these different cycles of learning. And as a matter of fact, some of the things are in the Sacred Woman book. But as I was going through the gateways, I can remember having really, really strong challenges that pertain to that particular gateway, or dealt with something along the lines of how I was healing as an individual, or how I was coming along on my experiences in life. Sacred Woman helped me to understand a lot of the reasons why things were happening the way that they were. And it also taught me how to deal with creating structure for myself as a woman, and, you know, surviving or living in a world that doesn't really necessarily cater or support African American women in different communities. That's, you know, no pun on anyone, but, you know, the support system is interesting. So that was one of my healing modalities.
Ashe. Look, I got one more for you, and we're gonna flip it real quick.
Okay. Oh my goodness! Did you?
This was for the people.
Oh my God, we were having so much fun.
Flip it back to Dr. Umar Johnson. But no, I just, you know, we have so many beautiful memories and beautiful experiences.
Absolutely.
You know, like I say, about just being sisters, like you being a mother of 5.
Yes.
I always wanted to be a mother of 5 until I was a mother of 4, and now I'm okay with
Listen, I'm telling you, what's so interesting is that I think we were having that conversation when we were at the Healers of Color thing, and I was telling you, I said, being a mommy of 5, that's a lot of work, honey. And you was like, I want twins. I want to have
that you don't answer the prayers all the time, my Lord. Yes.
Yes. And then listen, and then those little people came about. They did. And you know what? Like the memories, everything that we've done has always been about a very beautiful level of growth for me. And no matter, even if we, you know, as much as we love each other as sisters, even if we had a little bit of energy, just a tiny, it's still like, well, what you doing anyway? Where you at? Because I'm gonna, and if you like, I need you to get up. I'm there, because that's the type of energy that we have to build in our communities for each other. You know, creating those beautiful memories. And you know, I have women who have come in and out of my life, but you ain't going nowhere. I just, when you know you got a true blue, you hold on tight. And so it's always been beautiful experiences for us. I can say that 100%.
Look, speaking of the true blue, you want to talk a little bit about the Blue Unk Initiative?
You are getting me on the spot today, aren't you? Okay, I see you. The Blue Unk
is really powerful. I believe is very special, and I think is, you know, things that we need to start gravitating more towards as women in community and stuff like that. But just tell us briefly about the Blue Unk Initiative.
Okay, so the Blue Unk Initiative is for specifically those of us who have had tragedies in our communities with the loss of loved ones. And the Blue Unk Initiative came about from me losing a cousin to gun violence. And when my cousin was killed as a result of gun violence, I was like, what are we doing to commemorate our youth? What are we doing to commemorate our loved ones who are out here in the world? You know, just the loved ones who have passed away without any proper acknowledgement. The Blue Ankh Initiative is all about acknowledgement. We have to go back to acknowledging our ancestors, and a lot of the people or a lot of elements in our culture don't support the tragedy and trauma that happens in our communities. So the Blue Ankh Initiative is all about specifically acknowledging the fact that we are having this this is happening in our communities.
So I'm gonna go back because I'll be forgetting. Last time it was like, what is this and what is that? What is the Ankh? What does the Ankh represent?
Oh, the Ankh represents life. It represents the womb. It represents the union of man and woman. It represents bringing forth our beautiful children. These Ankhs in particular, let me explain a little bit about that. So since you have that picture up there, so you see those wraps, those are crystals, and those wraps are with specific crystals on different Ankhs. They're different shapes, and they all conduct different energy. Like, say, for example, one of the amethyst Ankhs that I've created before, I have a cousin that that literally didn't have a clue about Ankhs. She didn't know any of the information as it pertains to Ankhs, because Ankhs are keys also. She picked the Ankh up that had the amethyst and was like, oh my God, you can feel the energy from this Ankh. And as she was touching the Ankh and feeling the energy from it, the experience of her turned into a whole, oh my God, I need to do more of these so more people can have this experience. And creating the Ankh, for me, in the process of creating it, it felt as if though every individual Ankh was a portion or a piece of creating something for an individual that wanted to have a different experience with their spiritual enlightenment.
Ashe. Yeah, I was not aware, what the Ankh was. So definitely, as we go and find different things, and how they help, bring certain types of energies into our lives, and working with those things, definitely am grateful. I want one of these, by the way. I got the pyramid. I got the 10-foot pyramid, copper pyramid.
You got it.
But I want one of these. I need my my staff.
Say less.
I need to be sitting back here like Sarai, I know that's Mama Mutimlia back there too with her
Oh yes. Yes.
Make sure I get my uncles. But we are going to one more. Let me see where we at. Let me see. I'm gotta show my my pyramid.
Oh my goodness, you with this footage. That is so beautiful though. Oh my God.
I know they didn't get a good shot of Guiley in that 1-3, but I was like, we need to recreate this.
Whenever you're ready, let's do it.
Because this is beautiful. I want to have all my children in the same thing, but that experiencing the energy with the singing bowl, the sound bowl coming off of those copper pipes and like going into the pyramid, it was intense. I felt some blockages. Like I could feel the vibration like going through my body. I can feel like the recharge. But then I started to feel a place where it was like some stagnant energy. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. On my right side, like it was it said, can the Ankh be used as a walking stick?
We could I believe that I believe that if you can get somebody to make a wood Ankh walking stick, I believe so. Because our ancestors carried the Ankh in times of like the ones that we're living in now. And it was a key for protection. It was a modality that was used for you. Like when you speak through the Ankh and you talk through it, you are able to manifest on a different level too. So, I mean, that's a whole science by itself. But there is so much science to the Ankh. It would take us about 2 shows to really elaborate on how powerful the energy is with the Ankh.
And so a lot of times, we like to use it to hit, to call, to command, to invoke that energy.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I would put a stumper, the little rubber stump on the bottom, and this walking with me, baby. Okay, because that joy, I think those unks about 5 feet or something.
You know what I do is I customize them according to the individual. Like if they want it their height or taller, I go according to that. And some people don't want it as big. That some people want a small one, something to just use as a reflection.
I mean, I'm just answering the person. I don't know if that's a sister or whoever it is, but yes, you can use it as a walking stick. And they are asking, when are your classes?
You and I are in the middle of talking about that right now. I am thinking that by the end of this month, we'll have a schedule. We will. We may do something as early as next week because today we really are dealing with the spring equinox. So it's all new beginnings. This is our true new year in real life. So I am in the process of clearing up my website to be able to help people schedule appointments and, post, as well as, keeping you informed of what I'm doing so we can, be in unison with the posting. Because like I said, when I said I know that this is needed, I'm seeing it on a whole nother level. I can't even explain no more. It's like I went into the bank the other day and was showing a woman in the bank, someone who was assisting me, one of the meditations that was in my phone, and the meditation kind of ended too soon. And she was like, I was just starting to breathe.
I know.
Wait a minute.
That's how I be feeling. So I know that's how I be feeling.
Yeah. So the classes are coming soon. ASAP, like within a week, we should have a schedule.
Ashe, because I was looking through the videos, and some of the pictures we took, and I mean it really was actually changing people. I don't know if you remember the young sister that was coming constantly, and I know she was going through a lot, and to be able to have that and to be there. And like I said, you just got so many different healing modalities, and you resonate with people on a different type of level. And we on 71st Street, baby.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I like to try to promote here, Mama Africa's Marketplace, is healing the community. So you reach people, that you look like, they see a comment, they can see themselves, they feel connected. It's not like something that's foreign or, all over the place. So I definitely thanks for whoever said that, to tie her in to get in some classes. But having that space here consistently and constantly for those young sisters and brothers that's out there that doesn't have access to things like this, and doesn't have access to just different types of techniques. I had one of the young brothers asking me today, this morning, last night, how do I breathe? How do I he like, breathing ain't it? Like I need to be able to stop this anxiety that I'm having. We a lot of times see, and he was saying, like I know some 50 and 60-year-olds that ain't got it. Cause we were talking about, you young, this and that. And he like, nah, it ain't that. So people are looking for something. They're looking for solutions. How do I not scream at my children? And one of the things that I have learned over the years, just by experiencing you, watching you, doing the meditations and things like that, is the meditation in itself at that point in time is like for that moment, but the trick is to know what it feels like in that moment and to be able to duplicate that in your life in any moment. So not allowing people to shake your peace, to bring you out of that meditative state, knowing that it exists. And whenever I'm in a situation that is making me feel anything less than in control of my present self, that I know I can go to the breath. I know that it's a place that I have that I can go to within myself that nobody can shake, nobody can enter, nobody can penetrate, and I can always do that. And Lord knows it's been a challenge. It's been definitely a challenge for me in learning how to control my emotions. And every day, it's a challenge. But it gets easier and easier every day, and that came through meditation. So being able to expose our young people to that, and our old people too, But I'm really about the youth. I'm really about the youth, but I love my elders as well. But being able to expose them to that and having that to be able to say, if I take this deep breath, and then learning just different techniques, because deep breaths ain't enough for everybody. It's different types of breathing techniques. You can enter some music with that, some lavender, whatever, but finding that peace and finding that peace within yourself to know that it's always there. Can't nobody take that peace. I don't care if you in the middle of a storm, everything around you is going crazy. Like, you can go within and find peace. That's a powerful tool to be able to give people. So thank you for, thinking about us Black folks, that need that music and that need that different type of meditation that you give with the Pyramid Room and Urban Meditation, that is not the traditional quiet, be still and go to the higher planes.
Right. You know what? Because we all have had different life experiences that have shaped us. And some people cannot sit still, because when they sit still, that's when everything starts happening at one time. And so in the process, I have discovered that each different way that I can show anyone how to manage in their day-to-day, and just like our interaction and how we talk to each other, we always uplift one another. We always, if you need a moment, I'm looking at you and I'm working through my breathing to try to transmute the energy towards you, because we are reflections of each other. So when I do this meditation, what I realize is that even with the training that I've had in different types of meditation, the one thing I discovered is that not everybody is fit or suited for the beginning phases of learning how to meditate. It's something that you gradually grow into, because literally when I say we in the urban communities are almost basically in survival mode, the only time we wind down is like when we get ready to sit down and either watch TV or go to bed. And so those times are not times that you take the time for yourself. When you first wake up in the morning and you're beginning to shape your day before your feet touch the ground, our Christian folks say before your feet touch the ground, you do your prayers. Mm-hmm. But if you're not a Christian person and you're just a spiritual person, before your feet touch the ground, take a moment for yourself and reflect on the inside. Because that's where God dwells. That's where the Most High is. Mm-hmm. We are all different expressions of the Most High having an experience on the planet. And so,
no, I was just about to say, no matter what your religious practice is, right. What it is, if you saying prayer, taking a moment, taking a knee, closing your eyes, whatever it is, it's definitely needed. Yes. But go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So, I just want to, just in addition to that, when you take the moment in the morning and you just say, a lot of times people think that you have to take 30 minutes. You could take 2 minutes and just say, I'm going to sit here for 2 minutes and breathe through an instrumental that I like. It could be Moments in Love. That was one of my first ones that I took into
one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, listen, let me tell you, this one man one time, and this is a short story. But I had did a meditation over at the Chicago Library, the public library on Chicago Avenue in Cicero, and right off Cicero or something like that. And so the brother came in and he said, "Sister, I ain't never seen no meditation that made me sit still." And I was like, "Well, come in, and you ain't experienced my meditation yet." And so, I had this set up because one of the beautiful sisters that was over the library was wanting to facilitate some healing in the community. So she asked me to come over and do, volunteer my services. And I went. So the brother come in, he sit down, we do the meditation. I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him. And it was about 20 people in the room. And I'm talking them through the meditation. And it was really an interesting experience because while I'm focusing on, doing the meditation, I couldn't wait to hear his response because he was sitting there looking like somebody had relieved him of everything that he had ever dealt with. Because by the time we was done, he said, "I never had that experience before." And I said, "I know."
And that's why we need you to come on and get these classes cracking. And I didn't want to bust you. I didn't even ask you to send us the little clip of your new music that's coming out. But your guided meditation, you have music that's coming out now to speak to us, and to help us to get to that place of peace. So whenever you're ready to release that, please let me know so we can make sure we play some.
I'm about to send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Okay. And it's, we good. You good. We good.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. I'm with you on that. Because I believe in order to see better in our communities that it's going to take each one of us to get up and do what we know how to do best. And one of the things that I know how to do best is talk to people like I want to be talked to. Teach like I want to be taught. Be the way I want to be. I treat people the way I want to be treated. Because genuinely, I love people. I can't say that I want to be outside around them all day, but I definitely want to see healing on a level like I ain't never seen it before. So in order it's so many different things that will keep you from getting to the peace that you're seeking. Mm-hmm. And that's another reason for the types of meditations that I create, because one of the things that I notice, even as a person who does meditation, is that when you are in the process of wanting to make something happen, sometimes things will happen in life to keep you from getting to the goal, to do everything it can to keep you from your ability to be able to assist on different levels. And that's the experience that I've been having. Like, you look up, I was, I don't know if I shared with you, but another one of my little cousins had got shot maybe a week or two ago. And he survived. I'm so grateful for that. But I'm saying the trauma that comes behind that. How are we, helping our children and our, individuals, elders, people who are in our communities? How are we helping them get to healing any way possible, that they can get in? So this meditation is created specifically for that.
And you also used a lot of techniques and stuff that you learned in your mental health first aid certifications.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
That's important because some people, we always think about like the spiritual aspects of it, but you got to put some natural stuff to it.
Too. Oh, absolutely.
We live in the natural, we live in the now, and mental health is definitely, especially in the Black communities, it's talked about a lot now. And the first aid mental health is a whole nother, trauma response and all those things. How has that helped you in developing? Because you got a whole urban meditation curriculum thing going on.
I do. Getting certified in first aid mental health was a journey that I embarked on maybe more than several years ago. And one of the things that I had to learn is that when you are dealing with individuals, mental health is not addressed properly in our communities. A lot of times when you talk about counseling or some type of method to help people through trauma or stress or anything that they may be dealing with, there are not any mental health facilities or not enough counselors in the communities to assist with different things of that nature. So my first step was taking the first aid mental health certifications, getting certified for mental health, first aid mental health with youth and adults for, those amount of years that I've been studying it. And the other thing that I did discover also is that, I went through something called rational emotive behavior training, which deals with different levels of people who've dealt with narcotics and addictions and things of that nature, and the different certifications that I could get that was leaning towards assisting with mental health. I've done that work for that because I wanted to be able to bring that to our communities, because there's not a lot of mental health people who are out here really assisting on certain levels.
Confidence meditation.
This is one of the meditations.
Unleash your inner strength.
I wanted to have you do a guided meditation, but
close your eyes.
I gotta put you on the spot, but we're gonna listen to this.
Take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs with the energy and strength.
Yeah.
Hold it. Feel it expand inside of you. Now exhale with force. Let go of self-doubt. Again, breathe in deep. Hold that power inside of you. Exhale and let go of every negative thought that has held you back. Activate your power right now. In this moment, you are stepping into your true self. Not the version weighed down by fear. Not the version controlled by doubt. You are stepping into the strongest, most unstoppable version of you. Feel your chest rise. Stand taller in your mind. Feel that fire in your gut. That's your inner power waking up. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are limitless. Reprogram your mind and say this out loud or in your mind with intensity. I am worthy. I am powerful. I deserve success, love, and respect. I will no longer dim my light. I am meant to shine. Visualize your future.
I just wanted to play a little quick little one too.
I wasn't even ready for you. I just want you to know that.
You sent it to me. You sent it to me. But that, even just that little clip of, the meditation and listening to that, like, I was almost over here about to go in, like, yes.
But,
what you making these types of beats and music and like things that minister to people. I remember a young brother was telling me that before they went out to, go do drive-bys or, do stuff like that, they intentionally play music to get them pumped and amped. And, we think about the frequencies and vibrations of the type of music that we listen to daily, not even knowing that subconsciously, like, this stuff is entering into us, entering into our spirits, and causing this type of rage and I mean, just the frequency of the radio, puts us on a whole nother level of aggressive behavior and low vibration. So introducing different types of, things like, you don't have to listen to this when you're going to sleep. You don't have to listen to this, but even if it's just to start your day, to get in tune, to, get on
hear your own thoughts.
Yes, like just to quiet that foolishness around the inside and just getting into the habit of that. I do notice that was one of my ways, because I'm not a traditional meditation person. I'm not a sit down and be quiet. But listening to those soothing sounds, allowing myself to be able to become tranced, or to like have the music playing so that I can feel that. So even when I'm feeling like, I even got in my phone, like breathe, a reminder to breathe every on the hour, and I noticed that most of the time when I was, my alarm go off, I'm like, I can feel the tension in my body. I can feel how tense I am. So just having that reminder and playing music like that throughout the day to, remind myself to breathe and to relax and to let go and to have those soothing sounds. So thank you for sharing that. We're gonna share that. We're gonna share that on your page, and now you can put it in the comments. Mama Loda said it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Going back to some of the other comments. Higher Learning Network said that when you are ready, they are going to help us promote that.
So, thank you.
Yes, so we are going to be ready for you, Mama. And then I don't know if this is one of your people, said Rich Rising. So I just wanted to share.
Yes, that's my favorite. One of my other favorite people, Tasia. She's a beautiful person too. Absolutely.
Of course. I mean, if she your people, then we reflect it. So
right.
That's really, in divine order, and divine light. Now we do have to wrap it up, but yes, it definitely was very beautiful, which matches the energy. I just want to say a quick thank you to you, to Urban Meditation, to the Pyramid Room. We only got into a little bit of what it is. Of course, like, you got a wealth of knowledge, you do readings and everything. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's a lot of things and services that you offer. What is your website? Where can people contact you?
They can contact me at, it's Trisha at thepyramidroom.com. I can post it in the chat.
Yep.
They can reach me at thepyramidroom.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. All is one word, The Pyramid Room. Hold on, I'm sorry.
And we ain't even talking about you as an artist, baby, because I had one of your pictures with my favorite picture. But the lady is bad. She got these, what they about 8 feet tall creations of Egyptian art, all types of stuff. But I do, before we get out of here, we got about 15 seconds. Just briefly, when you think about Mama Africa's Marketplace, what does it mean to you? What comes to mind?
Oh, community, a lot of love, beautiful support, unbelievable, like just not like anything I've ever seen before. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful that you were driven to do what you're doing. I can't wait to see how you go with this. I hope you excel past the multiverse, because you doing your thing, and I love you and appreciate you on levels. Whew, you just, that part.
Love. And we'll see you guys next Thursday, 7 a.m. on With Mama Africa's House.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.